welcome back to Jimmy Maxi Style. I am Robin, and let's do a little bit of a recap from this last trip. So we're talking a little bit about the dining plan. Did I like it? Do I think it's good for other people? And remember, I did the table service, not the quick service dining plan. We're gonna talk a little bit about my room because it was a king room at All Star Music. And then we're just gonna touch on just a few little things. This trip was full of new adventures for me. As you guys know, I tried to eat somewhere new and do something new in each park. I was successful. And so let's dive into it. So let's start off a little bit with, we're quite some time after my trip. You guys will have just seen my last day in the parks. It's been about 2 months. Just to give you a little bit of background, I had booked the trip, and at that time there was no health issues going on in my family. In the middle of going, there were some health issues that happened with one of my parents, and they were in process of being discharged when I left, which is the only reason I actually went on the trip. So a lot of my comments about the trip was, this isn't something I normally do. I was definitely taking it at a much slower pace. But I also wasn't in the parks as long each day, and that was partially because I was still fielding phone calls and things like that, helping my folks out. Jeffrey was here with my parents. I was very honored and blessed to be able to go on that trip. As soon as I got back, my parent went back into the hospital. So it was it's been very difficult. They're doing okay. They're definitely coming back, slowly but surely. But it has been a whirlwind, and in the time of this as well, I got laryngitis. So my voice is still not fully recovered, but I can definitely tell you that going back through editing these videos has been such a wonderful thing for me, because even though so much was going on with my family at the time, their encouragement and support has been there through everything. I'm so grateful for that. So with that being said, I have very little voice. And let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the king room, what I thought of it, and would I put king bed on my preference again? So let me start out by saying I love the All-Star resorts. I love the value resort layout. This is my second time staying at All Star Music. The first time we stayed there, we stayed with my friend Melissa, and we had the family suite, and it was amazing. It was great. And then this time I had the king room. So I don't know if you guys could tell from my video, I wasn't in love with the setup of this room. There were lots of pluses and lots of minuses. For me, I really love having the Murphy bed just because of the table. I love that table. I absolutely love that table. And the layout I like, it feels more open. With the king room, it felt very squished together. The table slash desk was up against the wall. It was very difficult to work and watch TV at the same time. And with being there during the hurricane, I did do some work. I did do some stuff on my computer and my laptop, and downloading stuff and backing stuff up. And I did a FaceTime call on my laptop. And the positioning of where that is for the king room is just a little weird for me. Obviously the bed was incredibly comfortable. There's never a doubt about that. The other thing, I didn't love having a curtain that separated my room to the bathroom. I did not love that. It didn't bother me tremendously at the time, but it was not something that I particularly enjoyed. The space you're missing in the room is expanded into the restroom. The toilet and shower area was much larger, as you guys will have seen from that first video. It was a lot bigger, which was nice, but then your get ready area was still that same size. I did notice with this layout, I felt like how the wall angled, and this is probably me just being picky and weird. I feel like how the wall angled, I could actually hear my neighbors more. Maybe I just had noisier, not nosier. So overall, love the resort, but wasn't a fan of the room. Jeffrey and I have stayed in king rooms at the deluxe resort and at the moderate resort. And with that, I don't mind the space. But there was something about just how the bathroom configuration, how that table was, it just kind of, it was not my favorite. I'll leave it there. It wasn't my favorite. If I did a solo trip, would I get the room again? If it's one of my options on the preference, maybe, maybe not. But I did enjoy my stay. I enjoyed where I was located. I love the preferred room area. I just do. But after showing it to Jeffrey, next time the two of us go, it is not something I would put on my preferred list if we're staying at a value resort. We have put that on our preferred before and haven't gotten it. But I think I'm learning, and Jeffrey and I kind of learned together a little bit of what is more important for us. And I think that second Murphy bed is way more important. On just another little note about the king room too, if Jeffrey and I were in a situation where we had gone through the hurricane there and we couldn't get out of the room, it's not very convenient for the two of us to be at that table to eat just because of where it's located. So one person, awesome. Two people, iffy. It's an iffy for me. So, but again, overall, I love All-Star Music Resort. I think it's a great resort. I didn't get into the pool this time. At my resort, you guys will see, and I did at Hard Rock, which was so much fun. But definitely a great value resort, great bang for your buck. I love the bus system. I prefer the value bus system over the moderate bus system. But it was a great stay. Even with me nitpicking apart the king room, it was a great stay. So this is gonna be a little bit of a long bit, so I hope you have your water, because I've got mine. We're gonna talk dining plan. As you guys know, I did the table service dining plan. I very much enjoyed my entire experience with the dining plan. Do I think it's for everybody? Absolutely not. Do I think quick service versus table service? I haven't done the quick service, and I don't ever see myself do the quick service. Looking at price, what other people have done, I don't think you can get anywhere close unless you are utilizing those high ticket amounts, like in Batu, and getting some more of the fancier quick service foods that are more expensive. As you guys saw, I did the lobster roll, and my meal came out to like $28 for that quick service, and that was with the lobster roll, the drink, and then I was gifted the slush. But even with saying that, when you're doing the quick service dining plan, every meal needs to be about $30-ish. And for me personally, I just don't see that happening. I really don't. Plus with table service, I like going to the table service. I think it gives you an opportunity to calm down, slow down, even if you do it as a breakfast or dinner or lunch or lunner or brunch. I really like the idea of the table service. We did it with the kids. I have no regrets whatsoever. I think it is a great way to slow down, calm down, escape the heat, the rain. Just overall is wonderful. Between the two sit-down restaurants that I did, Tiffin's was definitely my favorite. I spoke with Jeffrey about Whispering Canyon, and we had said that we would give it another try, because when you go to a restaurant solo versus going there with a group, it does change the atmosphere too. And my biggest thing with Whispering Canyon was I had seen all of the videos about, pass the ketchup and just my server was amazing. Great banter with her. But it really is, I think, a group setting environment. So we'll go there again. But for me, Tiffin's was the winner. Did I think it was worth 2 table service credits? No. Would I absolutely go back? Yes. The one thing I will say about the table service dining plan is that you really do have to plan your meals to get your money's worth. I think that's with anything where you prepay. I think if you're going to a festival, your snack credits are best done there. They say that technically your snack credit should be worth about $6. And if you go to a festival, you can beat that every time. When my friend Krista and I went to Epcot and we used 2 of the 3 snack credits. We used one of them on the unagi roll, which was $9.75, and then we used the other one on the lobster tail, which was $13.95. Incredible uses of that snack credit. Definitely got our money's worth on that. Of course, then, as you guys will have seen in the last episode, I used my last snack credit on a coffee, which was $6.95. So still a good use of that credit. But I could have done something else at the festival and probably gotten a little bit more out of it. When I originally booked everything, I estimated that my table service dining plan cost around, it was like $100-ish a day. And so I kind of figured like, okay, so my table service needs to cost around, I think I had said about $65. And then my quick service needed to be about $30. And then my snack $6. So roughly within that. My first one was $28. My second one was $22. And my third one was $28, I believe. Yeah, I think it was, no, $32. And then my table services were $78, $112. So I feel like I got the worth of the dining plan, but I looked at so many different menus. I looked at so many different restaurants. I looked at doing it, breakfast, lunch, first, dinner. There is a lot of work you really need to put into it to make sure you're getting your money's worth. You can't really just kind of show up to, Liberty Tree Tavern and get the cheapest thing on the menu. It really is, you want to make your money work. So if you have that personality, go for it. Go for it. If you don't really care, if you just want a little bit more freedom and flexibility, great. I enjoyed being able to mobile order using my credits. I enjoyed being able to just have them scan my Magic Band at dinner, or lunch. I just dinner and lunch. I enjoyed it very much, and I would do it again. I would love to see Jeffrey's interaction with it. Jeffrey is I want breakfast, I want lunch, and I want dinner kind of guy. He is a foodie to the ends. I'm a foodie, but not to the ends. So I can eat 2 meals in a day and be perfectly happy. That is not my husband. So I am very curious to see how he would interact with the table service dining plan. I've also seen some things about the age range. Do you do it with kids? And here's what I would say to that. There is a vlogger, Instagrammer, TikToker, coupon lady, and I can't remember her name, otherwise I would absolutely tag her right here. But she and her family went to Disney, and they did the quick service dining plan, and I loved how she did it because she had 2 kids under the age of 9. So it was her husband, and her 2 kids. So they were able to use all of their credits to the fullest. Because in Magic Kingdom, your quick service credit doesn't go very far because you can't get an alcoholic beverage in Magic Kingdom unless you're at a table service. So watching her, they would use all of their kids' meals in Magic Kingdom versus, being in Hollywood Studios, and they would all eat off of an adult meal. So there's definitely ways to work the system if you want to do the quick service dining plan, but I think having kids helps with that. But also, my husband and I had the conversation. We would not do this plan with our kids. Number 1, because we have picky eaters. Number 2, because if your child is, from 10 to 20, they're just not getting the full use of the dining plan. So definitely things to consider with it. A couple of the things that I really loved about the dining plan was just kind of the funness of like, oh, I get an entree and a dessert and a drink, and versus if I was paying cash, I'd be telling Jeffrey, okay, you're splitting with me, what are we getting? So it feels like there's a little bit more freedom for your money to go a little bit farther. I'm losing light, so I had to put a little light on, but it was kind of fun because it has different colors. Something I didn't like about the dining plan, I did have to keep going back to look at what I paid for it. And I think the thing that threw me off the most, and it still does throw me off because I thought I was paying $100 a day. And then I went back again and I was like, well, wait a second. Was I paying $90 a day? So it's a little confusing on what it actually costs me per day. I was recently looking, and I was able to figure this out. Okay, so my husband and I were looking at a hotel recently, and between what the hotel on its own would cost and what my final cost with adding the dining plan for two people, the dining plan was $570 for 3 days. Okay. So do all your mathy. So it's looking like after tax, It's $570 for 3 days for 2 people. So you are looking at about $85 a day. For the table service dining plan. To me, that is worth it when you're doing a table service. It just is. Always keep an eye on costs. Always keep an eye if they're throwing it in for free, do it. Why the heck not? But I did have that issue where it was like, well, wait, is it 100 and something? Or is it 85? Or was it this? It can get very confusing, so definitely watch your numbers. But what I will tell you is I enjoyed every moment of it. There's a big controversy of, are the 2 table service credit restaurants worth it? And I think it depends on what you're getting. If you are planning on getting the most expensive thing on the menu, absolutely, it's worth it. You can make it worth it. When you're thinking, hey, I've got to spend $50, $60 on a dinner, that's easy at Disney. But I would definitely say, if you're doing the table service dining plan, if you're doing any dining plan, you have to be willing to run your numbers and make sure you get your worth. It's always harder with quick service meals, but it can be very much worth it. I know, and I joke about this a little bit in the vlog, but I probably refilled my refillable mug at least 10 times a day. At least. That little $23 mug goes a long way. If you like coffee, tea, or soda, or hot chocolate, I think it goes a very long way. The fact that you can take it to other resorts and fill it up, I think it has so much potential and is really, really good, really worth it. I had such a great trip. I was so grateful for it, for what was going on in my life at the time. It was such a refreshing time, even though still being very chaotic. I was very grateful to be with 2 dear friends, and very sad to not have Jeffrey with me, but he was taking care of things at home, and I'm incredibly grateful to him for that. And then I came home and chaos rebooted. So, but with that being said, do your homework on the dining plan. It can definitely be worth it, and I will do it again. Okay, so as the sun literally is setting on me right now that I have to have a light on, I am going to talk about my favorite and not so favorite things that I did this trip that I had never done before. Magic Kingdom, let's start there. I will absolutely go back to Columbia Harbor House. It was delicious. I did the Country Bear Jamboree. I will definitely be taking Jeffrey back to that. I did enjoy it. I missed the original, but it was still a lot of fun. Hollywood Studios. The new thing I did. Frozen Sing-Along. Frozen Sing-Along was a lot of fun. And I will definitely take Jeffrey back there and make him sit through it. I will. I'm just going to make him do it. He doesn't get a choice. Sorry. Worst thing, I won't get the Katsakas again, the coffee. I see the appeal. I see why it's fun. Just didn't hit for me. And I know plenty of people that it does, so try it at least once. That's all I can say. Just try it once. And make your own judgments. Let's see. Animal Kingdom. Let's jump over to Animal Kingdom. Oh, I did a lot of new things there. Well, of course, my favorite, eating at Tiffin's. Absolutely. I will 100% go back. That was amazing. The next time I go to Disney Dinoland USA will be closing. So Triceratops Spin will be down. So I'm not going to say the worst new thing I did was Triceratops Spin. Because I will say it goes slower than Dumbo. It goes slower than Dumbo. Which makes it less scary. So I am a little sad about that. I'm going to get hate for this. I will take Jeffrey up to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Beyond that, I don't see myself going back again. It's a very cute area. I think it's great that they work on animals up there. I think it's a great petting area for the kids. Definitely a nice escape from what can be the chaos of any park. But I think for me, I wanted to love it so much and it just didn't hit. So yeah, that was my least favorite. With that being said, I had an amazing trip. Overall, it was wonderful. Oh, Epcot. I forgot Epcot. How do you forget Epcot? My favorite new thing that I did in Epcot was Beauty and the Beast sing along. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Would I do it every time? No. Will I give the shows a chance? 100%. Least favorite thing, the Viking coffee. I wanted to love this. But that and the school bread, I know it's a no for me. Just not for me. Okay, now that's all of it. So with all that being said, it was a great trip. It was a transformative trip between Halloween Horror Nights and doing the Food and Wine Festival and the hurricane closing me in a little bit early. And overall, it really was a great trip. I was very grateful for it. Grateful to be there with friends as well, who I got to see a little bit. And trying the new things. That was amazing. It was wonderful. Also very much more low-key trip for me. I don't think I've ever had a trip like that. Of course, it's my first solo trip, so maybe they're all like that. I don't know. I did get to see one YouTuber when I was there who I follow, Victoria, Disney in Detail. And that was so fun. I did not speak with her. Really wanted to, but I didn't. I was waiting for dinner and I got to see her. L&S Adventures was arriving the day that I left. So they arrived the night of the hurricane, and then the next day I was leaving, and they were at my hotel and I didn't get to run into them either. So I close calls with two, but it was a great trip. I did buy some mystery pins and Jeffrey and I did unbox them, and so I'm going to put that in now.
Hello.
All right, guys, so we are opening our mystery pin pack. So I got two when I was at Walt Disney World. I got this one because I really want the Pizza Planet truck, and I thought Jeffrey would really enjoy that. Ooh. And if not, it's a great trader. And then I got this Disney mystery pouch. I'd never seen these before, so this is kind of different. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So Jeffrey's gonna open the first one, which is the vehicles. So go for it, babe. And literally because of Toy Story, that's why I got this. So I'm hoping it's the Pizza Planet truck.
Who do you think it?
Well, I'm hoping it's that one. Okay. What did we get?
Oh, it's actually so cute.
Isn't that? Oh, that's Penelope's car.
Yeah, that's Penelope's car.
Oh, from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay. It could be a trader.
And it even has looks like a baseball in the headlight. You see that? It's not really, but it looks like it.
All right, so that's cute. Okay, so now, can you tell we're handholding as you can see his hand? Hold on a second. Okay, so I had to pause it to open it a little bit. So I'm opening this one. So I've never seen these before. Is there just one in there? I think there's just one in. I wish these were in the blind bags too. Oh, these are huge. Oh, what on earth? Oh my gosh. It's a Toy Story one. There's two. Oh, there is two in here.
Let's see.
Okay. So we got the White Rabbit as an egg, I guess. Oh, that's kind of neat. Let me see.
And then we have
And then
a creepy guy
from Toy Story
as a star.
as a star. Interesting. Okay. These are kind of cute. Maybe keep that one.
I like this one.
Yeah, we'll probably keep the Toy Story one. Probably not the Alice in Wonderland. And
Penelope.
I don't know.
I could go either way.
We don't have a Wreck-It Ralph pin collection. I don't think I've actually ever seen
I don't.
any Wreck-It Ralph pins, to be
I don't
honest.
think so.
But that's what we did. So, that was our mystery bag.
Yay!
Fun!
All right, everybody. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching this. Like, comment, subscribe if you can. I, of course, bring you Colorado, Disney, all kinds of fun content. And we're coming into winter, so it'll be interesting what happens this year. If you have ever done the dining plan, leave a comment. Tell me what you did. If you have any questions about the dining plan, leave a comment. I am so grateful for the opportunity to have done this trip and for the opportunity to have done as many trips as I have in my life and with my husband and my kids to go to Disney. This is the final video. Thank you for getting this far if you have. The next video coming out will be a trip announcement. As we are hitting very, very cold winter here, it'll be nice to head back to sunny Florida and have some more adventures. So thanks for coming along. If you haven't watched the whole series, go back and watch it. It's a little choppy at times, but it was a blast to film and edit and put together. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for watching, and keep dreaming. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.